Good morning to you all. A hearty welcome back to our literature class. Before we begin today's topic, let's recall what we have done yesterday. We were listening to Bassanio's speech wherein he speaks of reality versus appearance. What appears to be outside is different from what is inside. To state this, he gives a number of examples. Then at the end he speaks of people who are frightened, people who are not brave, but they put up a show in order to establish that they are brave. For this purpose, they take on the disguise of Hercules and Mars. They put on beards of Hercules and frown of Mars in order to prove themselves courageous. But if you go inside, you will find they have livers as white as milk. That means they are not courageous. Today we shall look at Act 3, Scene 2, verses 91 to 109. So now Bassanio gives one more example, that of beauty. So he says, beauty purchased by weight. Beauty purchased by weight. What is beauty? He's speaking about cosmetics or makeup. Cosmetics or makeup used mainly by women. So cosmetics and makeup, they can be purchased in a chemist shop. They can be purchased in a chemist shop. Purchased by weight, that is, you can weigh it, how much you want, you can buy it. Then Bassanio says, makeup make the wearer the lightest. Makeup make the wearer the lightest. He's playing on the word light. Light has two different meanings. One is heavy, that is as regards weight. Another one is cheap, that is regarding character. So what Bassanio wants to say is that the more cosmetics women buy and use it, they become cheaper in their character, or they become dishonest. How do they become dishonest? The originality is lost. They have been created as someone like this and like this. Now by putting on makeup, using so much of cosmetics, you are trying to give another picture wherein they are looking more beautiful, they think, but actually they are disgracing themselves. They are not honest to themselves. Then he speaks about next is crisped, snaky, golden locks. Crisped, snaky, golden locks. Crisped is curly, snaky is winding like snakes, and locks are hair. You know that women having curly hair is supposed to be something good. Many men adore women having curly hair, and it is so beautiful to look at. Some men are mesmerized. So when a woman has got curly hair and the wind blows, the hair will be moving and it will be a marvelous sight. Wanton gambols with the wind. Wanton is lively, gambols is movements. Wanton gambols with the wind. In the wind, the curly hair which is winding like a snake, it is moving and is so marvelous. This is outside appearance. This is outside appearance. But actually, if you go deeper, what is behind it? What is inside? Many women do not have curly hair. In order to present themselves having curly hair, they buy a wig, W-I-G. A wig, artificial hair. Dowry of a second head. Dowry of a second head, Bassanio calls it. Dowry of a second head means dowry is to possess or to own. They own a second head, that is artificial hair. That is to say, how are artificial hair or wig are made? By making use of the hair of people who are already dead. So, who was wearing these hairs earlier? It was in the head of somebody else. Now it is being worn by today's women. So the first wearers, the original wearers of the hair, where are they now? The skull that bled down, on which the hair grew, they are in the tomb. They are in the sepulchre. Bassanio calls it sepulchre. Sepulchre means tomb. The skull that bled down, on which, that is, the skull that bled down means the skeleton of the head. Skull is the skeleton of the head. That bled down, on which the hair grew, is in the sepulchre, is in the tomb. That is to say, the original owners of the hair are dead and gone. They are being decayed in the tomb, and the women of present day, they are using the wig made out of these dead women, and they are putting up an appearance to others, saying that we have marvelous, beautiful hair. Therefore, it is only a show. Then Bassanio says, thus, therefore, ornament is but the guide shore to a most dangerous sea. Ornament is but a guide shore to a most dangerous sea. You know that some seas are very dangerous. If you get into the sea, you are sure to drown because there are undercurrents and so many dangers in the sea. But outside, when you go to the sea, the beach looks so wonderful, so charming. So looking at the beach which is so beautiful, don't be deceived. There are so many dangers inside that sea. Therefore, ornament. Yesterday we have seen already. I told you the catchy word is ornament. Ornament means outward show. Ornament is but the guide shore. Outward shores are guide shores. What is the meaning of guide? Deceptive or tricky. Deceptive or tricky. Therefore, outward shores are deceptive or tricky. Just like a beautiful beach gives us an idea that the sea is so wonderful, but some of the seas are so dangerous. Then Bassanio will try to conclude saying, like a beauteous scarf veiling an Indian beauty. Like how outward shores are covering up in order to show that you are good, is like a beauteous scarf veiling an Indian beauty. You know what the scarf is? A piece of cloth tied around normally women and girls among the Catholics and Protestants, Christians. Normally when they go to church, they tie a scarf. So, it is like a scarf that is veiling an Indian beauty. The reference is to the Elizabethans believed that people who are fairer in complexion, they are the most beautiful women. Women who were dark were not considered beautiful. So, an Indian woman uses a scarf in order to hide her darkness. So outside she looks so beautiful. When you open it up, under the cover, she is very ugly looking. It is in this manner people are covering their outward, inward evils by putting up an outward show. Then it says, in a word. In a word means in short, false appearances are traps set by cunning people to trap the wise. So in short, now he is concluding, Basani is concluding his speech and he says, in a word, in short, false appearances are traps set by cunning people to trap the wise. Therefore, be careful. Don't make your judgment looking at the outward things. You must be able to go beyond and see what is inside. You have the golden casket, you have the silver casket, and you have the lead casket. So Basanian looks at each of them and he says, golden casket is gaudy. G-A-U-D-Y. Gaudy means showy. It is showy. It is attractive, very attractive. Is very attractive. It is over bright. It is over bright. So golden casket is gaudy, that is showy. It is attractive. It is over bright. It is promising. It is promising. And then he calls it Midas. Speaks about Midas, King Midas. King Midas was after wealth and gold. He wanted to have a special boon from the gods that whatever he touches will turn into food. So, whatever he touches will turn into gold. Unfortunately, the boon was granted. When he touched the food also turned into gold and he could not eat. So that is a reference. So gold is, though it is showy, it is promising, but I shall not choose. Then he goes to silver. He calls it common drudge. Common drudge is also attractive. It's also attractive. It's also promising. So how does it differ? Why does it call it common drudge? Calls it common drudge because it's a metal used for exchange of coins. Drudge means slave. It's a common slave because it's being passed on from one hand to another. But it is promising. Whenever he says promising, it refers to what is written on the casket. So what is written on the golden casket is very promising. what is written on the silver casket also is promised. Then he turns towards the lead casket and he says, is unattractive. M-E-A-G-R-E, meager lead. He calls it meager lead, unattractive, meager lead. And is it promising? No, it is unpromising. It is unpromising because it says whoever chooses will have to give one hazard what he has. One who chooses will have to give one hazard what he has. So he says it is rather threatening. Threatening. It is rather threatening. So after looking at every casket and making the comment, he says, I shall not choose the golden casket. I shall not select the silver casket, but I shall select the lead casket, which is a meager lead and unattractive. And he wishes that the selection which he is going to make will lead to joy. Before we conclude, homework for you. Page number 159, workbook. Page number 159 to 62. Question numbers 3 and 4. Please do this homework. Thank you very much for listening.